Thank you very much. Welcome to yet again another episode of Business Chronicles here at Studio 84. Studio 84 is a podcast space recording studio setup here along Lithuli Avenue in Bugolobi. It's a space set up really to facilitate people, individuals, and organizations tell their stories, along the way position themselves as what they do, because we believe that everyone is an authority at something and has a story to tell. My guest today, I'm on a roll because I have interesting guest after interesting guest. You will understand why I feel she's interesting. I like to have conversations with people who do unconventional businesses. Is that a good way to put it?
I think so, yeah.
She is the Duvet Lady. And she also does other things. She coaches people on things that should be coming naturally to them. So, Carol, please introduce yourself. And
Okay, thank you, Solomon, and thank you for having me here today. My name is Carol, government name Caroline Busingye.
Government name, I like that.
But my friends call me Carol, my friends call me BBC, and many other names that won't come up today.
I recently learned that other one that your friends call you. I didn't. How do you spell it?
The K one.
No.
That one won't come today. BBC?
Yes.
Just the letters, BBC. Those are my initials.
I thought you'd give the spelling that will send stalkers to a certain
platform.
No.
That one is also for other conversations. So we'll just go with the letters for today.
So, Carol,
yes.
What's with the Duvet Lady?
So Duvet Lady is a business that started out supplying bathroom and bedroom linen to hotels and homes, hospitals, schools, and the like.
Yeah.
Anyone that has a bed in their home or space, we supply them.
They need the Duvet Lady.
Yes, they need the Duvet Lady. And it's been a few years, but as you know, with businesses and with business owners, we evolve with our businesses. Mm. So last year, I got into a new space, which is what you were talking about.
Before we get there.
Oh, okay.
I'm stuck at the duvet.
The Duvet Lady.
Why not the blanket lady?
Okay.
I mean...
It's all sleeping, so I get you. So, no, I started out selling many other things.
What happened to blankets? That's my question.
What happened to blankets? People still use blankets, surprisingly.
Oh.
Yes, I also get surprised every once in a while when I get a customer who wants
I'll quickly agree with you and not
blankets.
Pretend to be surprised.
Yeah. And they ask for blankets, but most of us are using duvets now.
Yeah.
I think our weather.
Yeah.
Maybe growing up, we didn't have access to so many duvets. It was blankets on our markets when we were growing up.
Like at all.
In the earlier years.
Like at all.
Yes.
So. I know a Gen Z watching this episode.
And she'll probably say,
she'll be like, what? You guys lived in a time with no duvets?
Wonder what a blanket is. She might go to Google to check what a blanket is actually.
Blankets, they give them to refugees and stuff. I'm sorry, no offense, but yeah.
Actually, that's most of my clientele for blankets, yes. Refugee camps and the like. So they're on the market and people are still using them. Some people use them when they're going to school. I don't know why though, but some parents prefer blankets for their kids. I find them bulky and hard to maintain in terms of hygiene.
Also hard to steal.
I don't know that you can steal a duvet either.
No one will want to steal a blanket.
What kind of schools did you go to?
You know what? We need to stop. Mm-hmm. We need to move away from this conversation.
Okay.
Lest we start sounding a certain way. Listen, Carol.
All right.
I love your hair, meanwhile.
Thank you.
My point is that for a person who looks like you, who carries themselves the way you carry yourself, I've had the opportunity to get to know you in different spaces. Why duvets? Why not jeans? Ladies. Hair. Yes. Or nails.
Why not hair? Good question for me.
Yeah.
Duvets is... I believe that one of the things every human being needs in their life is comfort. Mm. We can make so much money, we can get so much education, we can have so many friends. If we are not comfortable in our different spaces, and especially in our homes, we are lying to ourselves. Yeah. Now, you've had stories of people who delay to go home because, for one reason or another, they'd rather first pass somewhere else before they go home. It's because there's comfort lacking at home. I'm not going there. I'm going to
Thank you very much.
the duvets. Yes. And for me, the first place of comfort in a home is how your home looks.
Yeah.
Now, as I'm a parent myself, and as parents, our homes are full of our kids. Sometimes we have people helping us around at home. So the only space you get, which is yours alone, is your bedroom.
It's your bedroom.
Sometimes the kids will come in,
Yes.
yeah, but that's
But
where
they will
you can
know that they are not in their space.
That's why they knock before they come in.
Yes.
Because that is your space. So for
They
me,
better knock.
yes, they have to. And that's the place where you're truly yourself. For people who pray, that's where they pray.
Yeah.
That's where you can go and put off your clothes and just be in your element. So for me, that's the first place of comfort for any human being. So that's why duvets and bed sheets and pillows. Comfort in the bedroom, you'll start your day very well, you'll end your day very well, because that's where everything starts and ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Day starts in your bedroom, ends in your bedroom.
Yes.
Wow. I had not had anyone put it like that. It's actually true.
Yeah.
So, when someone comes to the Duvet Lady, what would they expect to find?
So you'll find what I call the hardware of sleep, which is really the linen, bed sheets, towels, that's also part of sleep, pillows, and the like. But you'll also find what I'll call maybe recommendations.
Yes.
We have people who come and they don't know what they're looking for. And they just say, no, just give me bed sheets. But some bed sheets are more comfortable than others. Some are classier, for lack of a better word.
Yes.
So those are conversations we have when you come to the Duvet Lady, so that I understand what you're looking for or what you need. Some people are not even buying for themselves. They're buying a gift for someone they don't know. I want a gift for my boss. So we're going to have a conversation about your boss and find out what it is that might work for them. Some people come with health challenges. My back hurts. I'm not sleeping well at night. And so when you come to the Duvet Lady, expect conversations around what's troubling you or what you're looking for, and then, of course, solutions which we'll work on together.
What would you say to someone who walks in and Carol, there are many things. I was asking myself, if you want to buy a beddings gift for your boss, what kind of conversation are you having about the boss and their beddings? But but let's not go there. We are avoiding many spaces today.
It's a space we can go, but okay, I'll follow your lead.
But what happens to someone who walks in and says, a bed sheet is a bed sheet, whether nightill or what, peacock, what are those other bed sheets? At the risk of revealing my age and the times I grew up in.
Yeah, so there are those people.
I ask because you said classier. Classier bed sheets, they are going to my bedroom. Oh, for many people,
For your comfort.
no one else goes to their bedroom. It's just them and them.
But how many things touch your skin the way your bed sheets do? That's why it is important that first it is safe for you, hygiene-wise, because bed sheets are more than just the look. Many times we look at them and we enjoy them and say, oh, that looks good. But there are bed sheets that have fluff, for example. It's not safe for you to inhale all night. You're sleeping for maybe 6 to 8 hours, if we talk about kids who sleep even 10 hours, and they're inhaling the fluff from those bed sheets. Over time, it's definitely not good for your health. So when we say classier, those are all things we are looking at. We are looking at thread count. We are looking at the types of thread. It can have a high thread count and it's very poor quality thread. It will still be a lousy bed sheet. So yes, we get those people who say, I just want a bed sheet. And yes, we have different constraints with our clients. Some people have a budget they are working with, so no matter how nice the bedsheet is, they have a fixed budget. We cater to those. But there are those who have an open budget or are willing to be flexible and they want to learn. And when they learn these things, they say, oh, so I've always, been looking at the wrong things this whole time. So yes, we cater to all of them.
You definitely had my attention on fluff. Like you sleep. There is one time you sleep in this bed, you wake up, you're sneezing, you don't know what's going on. Next time I had never thought of the beddings could have been the problem.
Yes, so the beddings sometimes are the problem. Sometimes it's a detergent we use on those beddings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be different things. It could be the sleep environment, actually. Sometimes the bed is nice, but the bed has, what are they called? The headboard is fabric, and it hasn't been cleaned in a very long time. You just come and dust it like this in our dust in Kampala.
Okay, well, I thought I could avoid asking this question, but I have to ask it. Where did you learn all this stuff from?
I learned through the business. I started the business. I didn't know these things when I was starting the business. But along the way, first, of course, your market dictates. Like I said, you'll get someone who comes in and says, oh, I changed my pillow and this is not working. And then you'll have to go and research and find out what can help them. Maybe they have allergies. Maybe they have sensitive skin. So you find that different pillow feelings, actually, not even the pillows, the feeling in the pillow has different effects on our skins and on our systems. So these are things I've learned along the way. I wish I could say, oh, I went to school and studied these things.
I'm coming there, believe
but
me. What did you study in school, Carol?
I did international relations and diplomacy. I know. Yes.
My favorite business guests. Are those ones doing business the businesses couldn't be further from what they studied in school.
That's me.
How has the international relations journey been like?
It's still the journey is still journeying, I believe. No, it was my dream way from childhood. So it was really, I think, a self-actualization thing for me. I did it in adulthood too.
Oh.
I had to do it.
I get it. Did you ever practice international relations, you said?
Yes.
International relations?
Not as work, not as a job.
Yeah.
No. But I worked in human resources.
Okay.
And I think it helped there. You're dealing with people either way.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of mediation and things that go on. So and I apply it to everyday life, really. But no, I didn't practice it.
So, you are a student of sleep coaching.
Yes.
I like to think that God created us, that when the sun goes down, it's time for the body to rest. And when you lie down, Carol, that's why you just fall asleep in as short a time as a few seconds. You know how I know? Sometimes you're chatting with someone, very bad manners, don't try it at home tonight. You're chatting with someone, you ask a question, and you wake up in the morning, you find a response 2 seconds later, or even 1 second later.
Yeah.
But you had slept off. We're supposed to sleep naturally. Since when must we be coached to sleep? Football, I get it.
Okay. Since you started falling asleep with the phone in your hand.
No!
Yes. So, Solomon, we are meant to sleep naturally.
Yeah.
But over time, we have gotten many distractions.
Yeah.
Some of these we invite for ourselves. Some happen to us. We get stressed. Life is busy. Life is more hectic than it was back in the day. People have medical reasons that they're not sleeping well. Some people live on medication, chronic illnesses, and the medication has adverse effects. It's very many different things. But also now, social media and our gadgets, we are not sleeping. So a human being, and I know that, there's research that says sleep 8 hours, 10 hours. For most people, we have different hours of sleep. Someone will tell you, I get by really well on 5 hours of sleep, and someone else needs 8 hours. I say do what's best for you, but sleep. When you find yourself being woken up by the alarm every morning, you're not getting enough rest. That means without the alarm, you would have slept on. So your body and mind still needed that sleep.
I think many people have not slept well in a very long time.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's where now the sleep coaching comes in. We all know sleep. We all understand it. It's something that we do naturally. We did it growing up. We used to be forced to take naps. Our parents knew that we needed so much sleep. But as adults, we let everything else take over. So, so that's where sleep coaching comes from.
Do you miss the good old days of being forced to take an afternoon nap?
Every day of my life. Every weekday, I think about it.
But seriously speaking, you spoke about being woken up by the alarm as one of the signs that you've not had enough sleep and so on. What are some of the other things that someone can look out for to know that they are not sleeping well, or that they need a sleep coach, that they need your service or something like that?
Okay. So when you find yourself tired in the mornings, you did not get enough sleep. And it's easy for us to think about this in just one day and say, yeah, today I woke up tired. But you'll find that 4 days out of 7, you're waking up tired because you went to bed late for whatever reason. You have to get up and take the kids to school or go to work. If you're tired in the morning, you're not getting enough sleep. If you are tired during the day, you are not getting enough sleep. Because if you get in the right amount of sleep, your day will go very smoothly because your brain is alert, everything is working well. And now, this is mental fatigue, but there's also tired in body.
Yes.
You have to drive from Bogolobi to Nigeria, and along the way, you have some blank moments where you're like, wait, when did I pass here? Thank you. Yes, that is sleep deprivation. It can do that to you. So every time you're not at 100,
missing a turn.
Yes, thank you. Missing a turn, yet you know the place you're going to. Or even being on autopilot.
Yes.
There are times you're driving somewhere and you're like, wait, I'm supposed to go this side, and I'm just going this side because this is where I go every day.
Yes.
A lot of that is caused by sleep deprivation, by being tired.
Have you noticed that I probably need services of a sleep coach?
Definitely, yes.
Do you want to say something about sleep deprivation and maybe mental health or something?
Yes, so maybe I'll start. You know how we always talk about mental health like it's a separate thing from health and wellness. It's just as important as your physical health, how you go to the gym or exercising every day. It's part of the whole person. So just like you'll suffer physically, if you're not sleeping well, you're going to suffer mentally.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for us, most of our sleep deprivation comes from mental unrest.
Yes.
For lack of a better way to put it. I saw this a lot during COVID and lockdown. We were not sleeping because we were scared, and rightfully so.
Yes.
And almost everyone I talked to then, the first thing was, guys, I can't sleep. I cannot sleep. So that shows you that there's a big relationship between mental wellness and sleeping. Now, there are so many things that contribute to one's mental wellness. And we've had them, of course, there's professional help, without a doubt, but they'll tell you, work out, how is your work going? How is your family? How are your relationships going? So one of them is, how are you sleeping? Because that will increase the stress, increase the triggers. It could, press the triggers or lighten them, depending on how you're handling all those things. So yes, there's a...
I'm sure you noticed I stopped laughing at some point, because I think my light bulb moment was realizing that mental health, which is, I think, highly stigmatized, is as important as physical health, but I don't think we look at it like that. I think for many people, they look at mental health as, either a fancy challenge or something, or when someone says mental health, they think you're going to Butabika or you're going insane and so on. And yet, Carol, so what are we doing about it? We are talking about it now, awareness and so on.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have a very long way to go, especially coming from, I think, an environment where it's not prioritized. When you feel a headache, you take a painkiller or you hydrate. When you miss a turn, what do you take? That's my challenge right there.
Okay. So even...
because reason I compare those two, mental health is as important as physical health. But when I physically feel bad, there's a remedy to it. But when I get when I get an unrest trigger, I'm not sure we have a short-term fix right there and then. Maybe you could approach it from that angle.
So we don't have short-term fix, but realize even the headache shouldn't be a short-term fix. What is causing that headache? So we take our painkiller and it goes away.
Yes.
But we haven't addressed. We've just silenced it.
Yeah.
And I think for many of us, that's how we're also trying to manage mental health. You know, something shows or comes up and you throw the child or the adult at a professional. And to be fair, we don't know how to handle it. It's new for many of us. But and it's stigmatized and not maybe getting the right attention. I think it's getting better though.
Yes.
Yeah, it's getting better as we go along. And if I may compare it to the physical health you mentioned, if I may go there, all of us, whether we consider ourselves healthy or not, have mental health. We have a mental health department. But you see, we pay so much attention to it that when someone is obese, we don't give it attention. We have friends who have been obese for years. Grossly so.
Yeah.
But, you know.
We have accepted them the way they are.
Yes. And yet when it's mental health, even, yes. Then suddenly, oh my God, that guy, this and this is happening. But it's all health. It is all health. So none of it should get a short-term fix. All of it should be.
Yes, I see what you're doing.
Yes. What is the cause? How can it be addressed so that the person gets better from the inside coming out? Whether it's physical, mental, or whichever.
What's your, in this whole, on this sleep coaching journey, what's like your dream, like future, like what do you envision?
Oh my God. So I see many of us struggle with things that can actually be sorted without spending millions of money or going to other countries.
Yes.
Or looking for so many people to solve these things.
Yes.
That the solution is always within us.
Yes.
Now, part of sleep coaching is me sitting down with you and we get that solution from you. By the way, I don't give solutions. I don't give medication. I'm not a doctor. But from the conversations we have, we learn what challenge you have and how you, using the resources that you have, can address it. So my dream is to see, one, I'll say all of us sleeping well, but that's a very, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
If I can come to you, Solomon, and help you see the value of sleep coaching, and you go and coach your family, you don't even have to bring them to me. Once you learn what needs to be done, go and do it with your family members. Yes. And then 4 months down the road, come and tell me, man, my household.
I fixed them.
Exactly. That's my dream.
Do they listen?
If they see you doing better, they will listen.
So this whole chatting in the bed thing must stop.
No, must stop. Because, you know, if I'm chatting and my neighbor is not chatting, I'll feel a bit guilty and say, okay, let me talk to my neighbor. But when my neighbor is also chatting.
Why are we going there?
Okay, let's come back.
So, I have a sleep companion, not who you think. So when I go to bed and I struggle to sleep, I learned that when it rains, I sleep like a baby, like they say.
Okay.
So I switch on the rain. So I get my phone, I find a rain playlist, I play, and it works like all the time. My concern is, won't I get addicted to rain now that it's readily available?
Yes, definitely. You will. And should you not have internet someday? Yeah. I hope you've downloaded some.
No, but I shouldn't be relying on the rain.
No, you shouldn't be relying on that. And because we've been told that, you know, like we said earlier, when the sun goes down, we should sleep.
Yeah.
But we should also train our bodies and our minds to sleep when they're tired.
Yes.
Going to bed at 8 and tossing for 4 hours is unfair to you. Get up, use that time for something else. Read a book. avoid the screen because, of course, it wakes your mind up. So
sometimes it's 1 a.m. and you still toss and turn.
and what
Now
time did
that's
you
a
go to
mental
bed?
health challenge.
So ideally, if you're tired and you go to bed, and of course there are people who are medically unable to sleep naturally. Maybe they have insomnia. There's that, and there's a place for that. But ideally, someone should be able to fall asleep within 20 minutes of going to bed.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself tossing and turning, I advise use that time for something else. Maybe write in a journal. There's probably something on your mind. Download it by putting it down, write it somewhere. But also, many times we go to bed at 1 and it's already late.
Yes.
Yeah, your mind probably. And our mind, sleep happens in cycles. So if we train our mind to skip some cycles, it's going to, I know, that's why you'll say, I can't sleep before midnight, because you've trained your mind not to sleep before midnight. So now you have to retrain your mind to start sleeping earlier. It's a journey. It's a lot of work, but it's very, very worth it once you get there. So there's nothing normal about us sleeping for 2 hours and 3 hours. It will take a toll over time.
Many people take pride in it. I'm on the hustle. I sleep only 3 hours.
Yeah, but you're killing yourself in the long run.
I also learn to read my body. Many times when I have not rested well, I know the signals. We'll be having a conversation. I'll call you by another person's name, and usually that is oops. I will miss a turn. I know about missing a turn. I know that so well. Like now we are going, let's say I'm going home, I know the route I take. Or if I say, no, I'm going to this place first, then I miss it and I'm like, oh. Then I forget very little details, very little small basic details. And usually when that happens, my day ends.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, now I need to rest. Even when I'm talking to someone, I'm like, you know what? This is it for the day. And usually that happens when I've had a run of days of, 3, 4, maybe less hours of sleep. And so I think, yes, it's important for everyone to read their body and know what signs to look out for.
Yes.
Carol, viewers and listeners, I'm going to share Carol's details down here. She's going to give me a number that is safe for business that will be shared down in the contacts below if you want to have a deeper conversation about sleep wellness and how your sleep, your emotional life, sleeping life, mental health can be as fit as your physical health. When I invited you to come, what did you have in mind? Is there anything you wanted to touch on that we have not touched on?
Not really, actually. Maybe something that came up when you were talking about missing turns. I know, sleep is closing the eyes and the body, everything going to sleep.
Yeah.
But there's also a place for rest. We don't have to have our eyes closed to rest. So when you start missing turns, it's okay to just sit and rest. It doesn't have to end in sleep. Just rest your mind. Rest means you're not on the phone, though. Yeah, because many of us rest on TikTok and Instagram. No shade, but
that's a good resting place.
Yes, but we are
for
not
many
resting.
people.
The mind is actually now sucking in more and more
Yeah.
stuff that is going to
Yeah.
blow up our brain in the night as we try to sleep. So yeah, very important.
Are you about to tell me resting what is reading a book?
No,
Just be there.
Just be there. We don't know how to do that, and our kids don't know how to do that anymore.
Oh man, talk about it.
Yeah, but it's something that we need. Just chill, for lack of a better way to put it.
So middle of the day, maybe at office, or you've just reported, you've noticed one of these triggers that when you know that I didn't rest well, you don't have to say, boss, it's my sleeping time. I have to go back home and sleep.
Just take 20 minutes in your car.
Yeah.
Just put your phone, make it silent, no books, just, breathe. Just chill, empty your mind. Our minds are very busy, so it's hard for them to get empty. Many times you'll doze off, which is okay, but just practice being still. It does amazing things. If you do that like 3 times a day, 20 minutes each time, by the end of the day, you're actually okay.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you very much, Carol.
You're welcome, Solomon.
I was going to say, I can't wait to have you back when you've reached the end of your sleep coaching journey, but I don't know whether that journey reaches the end.
It doesn't reach the end, but yeah, there are milestones in between.
Your next milestone will be back here to talk about what new things, what new techniques you've learned.
I look forward to that, yes.
Thank you very much. Viewers and listeners, Solomon Tumwesigye, one of your hosts here at Studio 84, and I've been hosting Carol Busingye, sleep coach, the Duvet Lady. Until the next episode, I'll see you there.